Hi everyone, hope you all are doing really well and hope everyone is preparing really well. And please avoid those noises because my house is in the main road. And yes, there are several kind of noises you might heard, but I'll try to be clear on those things. I'll repeat the things if that some noises are coming. So yeah, so this video is all about challenges is in the automation testing. So when you're doing automation testing, you might have to face a lot of challenges, and that depends on the person to person that what challenges they faced. And this is very important questions when it comes to the interview. And like based on your answer, the interviewer get to know that you really worked on or not. So these are the real time challenges what I faced and what my colleagues has faced, because we worked in a multiple teams, like there are different teams in my organizations where we worked on and we help each other. So I know their challenges as well. And I have there are many challenges. I've googled it and I found it out that people have faced more challenges like that and how they figure it out. Okay, this video is all about that I have like it's a short video. It's not a it's not a big video. So but it does covered all the things which is required. So even if you're not working on an automation tester and you want to you're preparing for the interview for the automation tester and you wanted to switch to the automation testing profile, so this is the very important question, because you need to know. And if you go through this, I promise, if you go through this video, you might the answers what you're giving, the interviewer may think, he has to think, because these are the real time that person who has worked on, they might face all those things. And this is like it's not about google or anything, it's a real time. So yes, if you answers like this in this video, like if you listen to me carefully and if you answer like the way I'm saying to you, the interview may impressed. Instead of getting into doubt, he may get impressed that yes, you have really worked on it. So I think this like just move on this, I have to move on there, move on to the next slide. So there's one more announcement that I have to do, that I do have a Facebook channel and quite a few people have already sent me a Facebook request, and I'm keep on posting. They ask so many questions, like single line questions. I'm posting it out in that group. So yes, and if you're not, then please, I'm just posting out a link in the description box in this. So go ahead and send me out a friend request and we will start some discussion. If you want to convey anything to me, you can simply message me or DM me so that I can I can get to know about your doubts, or I can clarify your doubts as well. So this is all about it. And yeah, so I'm continuously uploading some of the videos now, so you have to be stay tuned in my channel. So please like and subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so that you'll get notified whenever I'm uploading any video. And this these things will really help you out. For me it is like I am just posting some questions in my Facebook group, and I'm giving one interview yesterday and the same question was asking to me. So this is very coincident, it happens. So you never know what help you in any possible way. So yes. So yeah, the first challenge is Maven project will give you a weird errors if there is a problem in Pound.xml. Yes. So my one of my colleague she is facing a lot of problem in creating Maven project. Then later she got to know she doesn't have a Maven plugin in her system. Then when you check in CMD Maven hyphen version, she does not have it. Okay. So that is that is the one problem, that when you're able to create a Maven project in Eclipse, but you're not able to have your dependency, you're not able to download your dependency. So there are some connection setups, depends on the organizations what we need to do. So those connection setups we have to do it. In my organization, I need to download a lot of certificates, so that certified me and my my organizational ID has those access, so that it will go into the repository and download the dependencies. So the same here it is. If you're downloading it from Google, it is fine, but if your organization is very secured, you have to have some repository, or you cannot download everything from Google. So there are ways to do it, and if you're not following those ways, it may have a hell lot of error, and that is weird as well. So that is the first thing. So Chrome driver for Chrome version 83 is not capable of generating screenshot when runs from Jenkins. So when you're doing it with Chrome also, like when you're integrated with Jenkins, and if your test cases are getting failed, this version is not capable of generating the screenshot. So This is like who have worked on it, those people only get to know about it. So page object model become unmanageable and cumbersome when they are 50 pages. Imagine if your application has a 50 pages, it creates a lot of confusion. So that may also become some challenges to do it. So you have to maintain the naming convention. That is only the this is the only way you can overcome it. Like the page which you are doing it, you have to maintain a good or unique naming convention of the pages, okay, or the methods which you are using, okay. No single automation log generated which has a log as well as the screenshots, okay. So both the things, it will be a little difficult to do it. So automation log generated when you have to configure log4j, okay. So there is a different way to do it. With the TestNG or data driven you won't be able to do it, okay. So and logs and screenshot, you have to written a code and you have to put a one liner code to get the screenshot of it, okay. Single biggest problem with automation is this: still automation is run to know a website is working fine or not. It is not primarily yet to find the defects in the website, okay. So here is like people are thinking that our automation scripts finds more and more bugs, which in the primer if you are in the late like first stage or in the second stage of your automation, it may not be give you a lot of bugs. It just check the functionality is working fine or not. So that is the only challenges, whether because you think like, okay, my automation scripts should find out bugs or not, but for in the initial stage you just find the functionality is working fine or not, because yes, it is like it takes time to do all those validations. So probably 90% of automation failures are because of the scripts, not because of the website issues. That everyone understood that there are many issues. Like for example, your script is way more fast than your application. If your internet is slow, it may have a lot of failure. You have to put a lot of thread dot sleep. Sometimes your weight doesn't match with the loading time of your screen or loading time of your application. So that is like sometimes we do have the compatibility issues, and because of the compatibility issues we may face a lot of issues in our automation scripts. And the second is if some functionalities changes and you just did a fixing in that functionality, but the corresponding script the corresponding functionality you may missed out, okay, that may again cause the failure in those all things. So automation project takes a high maintenance and resource time. That's true. Therefore actual ROI for automation project take a quite long time. Yes, that's very true. Team integration problem: changes made in a site should be known to QA as and when it happens. Therefore automation is complete team effort. QA plus that is what I'm saying. Automation is not keeping pace with agile sprints. That's everyone knows that you may not be able to, because what happens is people are saying agile, and now agile is so much in my team is like till the we don't have any code freeze as such. So till the last day the requirement from the business, also from their modules where we wanted to do it in the, like we do it functional testing, like we have to automate a functional testing of functionality, like which goes as in functional testing. So we have to automate those things as well. So what happens is till the last day of like next day we have to go it for the UAT, and this evening they are fixing something and they are deploying it. There is no code freeze, right? How like they are deploying it and we have to test it manually and have to do it through automation. It won't be possible, right? It cannot give me that pace when I'll be running my regression suits if the things are keep on changing. So that is the one challenges. We use tens of tools while automation. Integrating those two seamlessly is a challenging. So we use multiple tools also, right? So we have to like to integrate Jenkins, to integrate TFS, but then they wanted to integrate server. So these becomes challenges when you don't know about many things. Like when I'm doing Jenkins, I don't know that I have to put a dependency called integrate dependency to integrate Jenkins with Eclipse, and my folder structure was like my application structure. That should not be the case. That in the Jenkins, if you wanted to run anything, everything should be in the test folder. So that is also the one challenge. Like I overcome it, but it will take a lot of time. So yeah, integrating test case repository like TestScain with like TestLink with automation, invoking automation test case from repository, not Jenkins, from your repository. Test case repository test cases should be update status as per the automation test case status. So this is like how you achieve this. So these are the integration out with the Jenkins. So if you do the integration, like for example, if you do the integration in testng.xml, so everything like if you do the integration, right, in that also you have your small test cases integrated. So when you run it, what happens is when you run separately all the test cases, it runs very fine, but when you run it separately, it creates a lot of problem. So thank you everyone to watch this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and yes, you have to listen entire video to understand everything, so that it will be helpful for you. And if you're sharing with if you're sharing with anyone, please tell them that they have to listen everything, so that it may help them thoroughly. So yes, thank you so much.